The call came at 12:47 a.m. The voice on the other end was calm, too calm. "Sir, we found a child in the mountain trail near Harlow Creek. Says his name is Ethan. Says you're his uncle." I remember the sound of my own breath, steady, mechanical, while I threw on my coat. The roads were black glass, slick with rain, my headlights carving through mist. When I found him, he was crouched beside a police cruiser, small hands clutching a torn backpack. Mud streaked his face. His lips trembled when he saw me. "Mom said I'm not wanted anymore, because of her new husband." He said it like it was a fact, not a wound. I didn't correct him. I just pulled him into my arms. His heart beat against mine, fragile, terrified, alive. That was 10 years ago. Now she's at my door. She stands on my porch like she owns the air. Her voice is lighter than I remember, almost sweet. "I'm here for my son." I let her words settle between us like ash. Ethan's in the kitchen, washing dishes, humming the same tune he used to when he was 5. Soft, unsure, a habit of safety. I study her face. Time didn't ruin her. It only made her polished. Expensive ring, manicured guilt, perfume heavy with apology. "Your son?" I ask. My voice doesn't rise. I don't give her the satisfaction of drama. "You mean the boy you left in the mountains at midnight?" She flinches. A quick flicker. Then it's gone. "I was scared," she says. "Things were complicated. But I've changed. He deserves to know his mother." She thinks this is redemption. She has no idea she's already in my story's final act. 10 years earlier, when she walked out, she left more than a boy behind. She left a silence that filled the walls of my house. I'd known her long before that. Before Ethan, before the husband. We were siblings once, by blood, then strangers by choice. She always had a talent for escape. I remember our father's funeral, how she arrived late, sunglasses still on as they lowered the casket, said she couldn't handle goodbyes. I handled everything else for her. The debts, the lies, the trail of people she used until they broke. When she abandoned Ethan, I told myself it was the end. But people like her never end. They pause until they need something again. So when she came back this morning, I wasn't surprised. I'd been waiting. The signs started 6 months ago. Letters with no return address. A lawyer's inquiry about custody records. A private investigator asking about the boy's welfare. She was testing the waters, seeing how deep I'd buried her sins. I buried them deep, but not too deep. I gathered everything. The police report, the photos from that night, the psychologist's statements, the child abandonment records that somehow never made it to trial. I learned the system's weaknesses. Then I learned how to use them. While she rebuilt her life under her new name, Leah Foster, loving wife of an investor, I rebuilt Ethan's too. Private school, therapy, stability. He never asked about her. I never volunteered answers. And yet, part of me waited for this moment, the day she'd come back pretending to be a mother again. "Ethan," I call softly. He steps into the doorway, taller than me now, quiet eyes watching. She freezes. He doesn't. "Do you know who this is?" I ask. He looks at her for a long time. Then, "Yeah, you're the woman who left me." Her breath catches. She takes a step forward, but he doesn't move. "I was sick," she lies. "I needed help. I thought—" "No," he says, voice steady. "You thought about yourself. That's my boy." I motion her inside. "Come in. We should talk about custody, right?" She smiles like she's already won. That's the thing about people like her. They mistake the invitation for mercy. I lead her into the living room, where a single folder sits on the table. She notices it immediately. "What's this?" "Everything you're looking for," I say. She opens it. Inside, a copy of the original police report, dated, signed. Photos of Ethan from that night, the psychologist's evaluation, and a letter from my attorney outlining pending charges, child abandonment, fraud, perjury, all tied neatly to her legal identity, the one she thought was buried. Her hands start to shake. You can't. I already did. Her husband will see the news by morning. The board of his firm will follow by noon. Her world will unravel exactly as mine did 10 years ago. The difference? I'll be awake for it. She looks up at me, eyes wet. Why? I lean closer. Because justice doesn't knock, it waits. She leaves without another word. The echo of the door closing feels like the last page turning. Ethan stands beside me. She's not coming back, is she? No, I say. She never really came back at all. We sit in silence. The clock ticks past midnight. The same hour she left him once. The same hour I got the call. Only this time, no one's crying.